Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to InfosecTrain. This is Ashish Dhyani and today we are here for the webinar on data science. So we'll be discussing some few topics on data science. So before proceeding to our webinar, let me start with my introduction. My name is Ashish Dhyani. I'm working as a trainer at InfosecTrain and talking about the certifications that I have. So in those certifications, I have CH, which stands for Certified Ethical Hacker. I have APT, Advanced Penetration Testing, Licensed Penetration Tester. I have Security Plus. I have ECSA, and I also cover the whole build of your CompTIA and EC Council. Apart from that, talking about my background in data science, so when I started my career into data science, and then I moved to cyber security as well, because everyone knows nowadays the attacks are being automated. So what the peoples are doing, what the attackers are doing, they are automating the attacks. The attacks are now being automated. So why data science, and how we can collab the data science with the cyber security? What we can do, we can create our defensive models in data science that will defend our attacks, so the peoples don't have to take care of the organization or of the defensive system every time. So that's why I moved to cybersecurity, and now we are collaborating the data science with the cybersecurity. Right now, talking about the trainings that I have provided. So I have provided trainings to government and non-government organizations, and I have provided trainings for CEH, Security Plus, Network Plus, Linux administration, Windows Server administration, advanced penetration testing. I have done vulnerability assessments also. I have created models of machine learning and data science as well. Right? So this was a bit about myself. Now, if you guys can see on your screen that what we'll be learning, first thing that we'll be learning is what is data science, right? Now, we'll be talking in terms of what is data science, why data science is needed. We'll talk in terms of that as well. Next, we have removing the confusion of AI versus ML versus data science. So what is AI, artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, and what is data science, and what is the difference between all of them, right? Now, next thing that we will be discussing, so we'll be discussing about data analytics, that what is data analytics, how you can analyze the data. So we'll be talking in terms of that as well. Next thing, why is data science becoming so popular now? Why it is so famous? Why it is the hot topic nowadays? And if you want to get into the field of data science, what you have to do? Now, next thing that we will be learning is applications of data sciences businesses. So if you have a business and you want it to grow, how you can use data science in that? Right? And the last thing that we will be learning is aim of data science. So what is the aim of data science, and how we can use mainly the data science for our businesses, for our purpose, for our working, right? So we'll be learning about that as well. So these are the topics that we'll be learning about, right? Now we'll start this session. First thing, we'll start the session with the question, and the question is, what is data science? Now, if we talk about data science, guys, so the first word in data science, it says data, right? Now, if we talk about data, what is this data? Data is any information about any person or any organization. So if we have one organization, we have a lot of data in there. Correct. Easy way to define data, information. Correct. So the data, the information that we have, it can be any type of data. Like it can be your personal data, it can be your professional data, but it should be an information that will be giving us information about something. Like if I say that I like mangoes, right? So that is also data for, not for everyone, but for an organization who is trying to start a shop, an organization, an outlet they want to open at my place. So they can find out using my data, my interest, my liking, that what I like, and they can start it. So if they have lots of customers, that will be good, right? So that is your data. Now data science is what? It is a broad field of study that will pertain to the data systems and the processes, right? So what it does, it aims at maintaining data sets, and it will be deriving meaning out of the data. So what meaning do we have for the data? What our data means? What is the useful information? Like we have a lot of data, right? But what is the useful information out of that particular data? So that is your data science. You can say, in other terms, like data science is the process of building, cleaning, and you can say structuring the data sets to analyze and extract the information, the useful information, right? So what data science requires you to. So what data science does, guys, if I write it over here, so data science just tells you, if you want to have some data, if you want to have some information, so you will do what? The first step that you guys will do, or anyone will do, if he is working in terms of data, so it is doing what? It tells you to form hypothesis, right? Now, if you are forming any hypothesis, what will happen? What is the meaning of forming hypothesis? So, assumption. So, you have to make the assumptions, and then on the basis of those assumptions, what happens? Your experiment will be running. So, you will be doing what? You will be running the experiments then, right? So you will be running experiments on the basis of that, right? After running the experiments, you will gather the data, and what you will do, you will find out the useful information about it. Clear? Now after that, what will happen? You will clean the data. So what you will do? Clean the data, right? Now if you are cleaning the data, so what does cleaning the data means? If I want to clean some data, so what that means? Cleaning the data means there is some data that is not useful for me, or that is not giving me that much information, right? If there is some information about I want to start a company, and there is some information about your data and your liking, I want to start, just take the same example again. What I want to do, I want to start a business, right? I want to start a food business at your place. So from that data, what I can do, first thing, I will be finding out what the peoples of that particular place, of that particular area like, right? Now, back in the old days, what happened, guys? Back in the old days, you don't have data about it. So let's say I want to start a food chain, and it's a pizza food chain, right? Now in that pizza food chain, what happens? Just started the pizza food chain, but people of that place like noodles more than pizza. So they prefer noodles. I didn't knew that, right? So if I didn't knew that, I will invest my money, I will start the business, and after starting the business, what happened? The business ran into loss. Now, rather than starting the business now, what I'll do, I will create a hypothesis, I will gather the data, I will run experiments, I will gather the data, and out of that data, I'll just find out the data that is relevant for me. So I will be gathering that data, and after gathering that data, what I will be doing, I will be starting the food chain. I will be opening that outlet that people of a particular place like. So let's say they like noodles. So I'll be just opening the outlet of noodles rather than pizza. So my business will be good. So that is how your data is used and how it can save us for the businesses to get into the loss. Right? Now, the people who work with the data, those are called your data scientists. Right? So those are called your data scientists. Now, data scientists are those peoples who write algorithms in coding languages like we have Python, we have R, we have SQL for managing the databases. They do what? Collect and analyze the big data sets. Right? So, if you know about, just giving you the example, that there was an algorithm that was created by the researchers at MIT University. So it can be used to detect differences between 3D medical images, like like we have CT scans, MRI scans, now more than 1000 times faster than a human. And because of this, the time is saved. Doctors can respond to the urgent issues that are revealed in the scans, and they can save the lives of the patients. So that is how it is helping us. Right? Now, what is the scope of data science? If I ask you what is the scope, so one domain that data science is influencing directly. So nowadays, what data science is doing, it is influencing the business intelligence directly. Now, there are functions that are specific to each of the roles in those businesses. So, data scientists just do what? They primarily deal with huge chunks of data to analyze the pattern, the trends, and many things with the data. Right? And these these analysis applications have formulate reports, right, which are finally helpful in drawing the inferences. So what an business intelligence expert does, he picks up where a data scientist has left. So using data science reports to understand the data trends in any particular field, and he will be presenting the business forecast. He can do the prediction like after 6 months, our target is this, and after 6 months, will I be able to get to that particular point or not? So if I have given, let's say we have a sales team, I'm the owner of the organization and we have a sales team. So to that sales team, what I'll do, guys, I'll just tell them that your target of next 3 months is to cross like 50 lakhs, right? Now, data scientist will do what? He will quickly run the algorithm, and what he will find out that if that sales team will be able to do it or not, right? So that is the thing about data science. So what they analyze, what data scientists analyze, they analyze historical data, right? Now they are analyzing the historical data, and historical data means the previous data that they got, the data they have gathered, right? Now, different formats they have. There are different things in this, and let me write it over here. So what we have, guys, we have predictive, casual analysis or analytics, right? Now, predictive casual analytics. So this is a model. So the data scientists, they do what? They use this model to derive the business forecast they predict. So this predictive model showcases the outcomes of various business actions, right? Now this can be an effective model for businesses that are trying to understand the future of any new business move. Taking the same example again, your food chain. If I'm trying to start a food chain, so what will be happening? I will use predictive casual analytics. And what will happen? It will be helping me in trying to understand the future, that in future, will that be a good business? Will people like it or not? Right? Next, what we have prescriptive analysis. Now, what is prescriptive analysis? Now, this kind of analysis helps the businesses to set their goals by prescribing the actions which are most likely to succeed. That if you will take this step, you will succeed, and if you will take the other one, there can be chances that your business will fail, right? So what happens? It is helping the businesses to set their goals, right? Now, prescriptive analysis, it uses what? It uses inferences from the predictive model. So what the predictive model has predicted, it will take inferences from that, and it will help the business by suggesting the best ways to achieve those goals. Now, predictive analysis did what? It told me that, let's say, there is some place in India, like any place. So people of that place like noodles, right? Rather than pizza, I was just thinking that to start a business of pizza. But in that place, what I did, I ran some predictive casual analytics, and it predicted that people of that place, they like noodles. So I tried to start the noodle food chain that will give us noodles. But that is only noodles, but what type of thing? What varieties I can give them? So that will be giving us the output. Now, that output will be given by whom? That output will be given by prescriptive analysis. That your prices should be not that much high as compared to others. So from others, your prices should be less, so people will like it. Your taste should be more than that. So what type of things, what type of chefs you will be having? So who will tell that? That will be told by prescriptive analysis, right? Now, we have in data science various technologies we use. Now, mainly what we use main thing, the programming language, right? Now, what programming language do we use? We use Python, right? So, before going towards data science, we must have the knowledge of Python. Or if you are not into Python, you can go for R as well. Or one more thing that we have is some things we can do in JavaScript as well. Like we have deep learning. So for those types of models, we can use JavaScript as well. right? Now, these are the basic things. Now, you have to work with the databases. And for managing the databases, the best thing that we have is SQL. Now, SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Why we use SQL? We use SQL for managing the databases. Like we have large databases, and let's say we want something, we want some data from the 10 years back, right? So if I don't have SQL, I will not be able to find that out. Because if I give you the example about SQL again, so back in the old days, what happened, guys, when SQL was not there, and still I think in some places, what we have, let's take the example of police stations, right? So whenever any culprit is there, they start writing a file for him, and that file is just a hard copy, so they write it with the like pen, and they put it in the room where all the files are there. Now what if I want a file urgently back from 10 years back? I want to solve a case. I'm a new appointed, let's say, inspector. So I want that file. So it will take a lot of time to find that file, because in that year I want it from like 2011. So I want that particular file right now. And at that year, in that year, you're in 2011, there were lots of cases, lots of files are there. First, you have to find out the place where you have put the files of 2011. After that, you will be finding out that particular file. It will take a lot of time. So that's why we have SQL, right? Now, for big data, you must have Hadoop as well, the knowledge of Hadoop, right? Now, we'll move on to the next thing, AI versus ML versus data science. Now, if we talk about this bit, AI versus ML versus data science. AI stands for artificial intelligence. ML is your machine learning. Data science, we discussed the data science. Now, as you can see in this diagram, what do we have? Data science. Data science is what? The universal set, you can say. Now, AI is the subset of data science, and ML is the subset of artificial intelligence as well. So first thing, data science, if we talk about the collection, preparation and analysis of data, right? And it leverages AI ML, research, industry expertise and statistics to make business decisions, right? Next thing that we have is AI, technology for machines to understand, interpret, learn, and make intelligent decisions. So we are making what we are making our machines intelligent, right? Now it includes machine learning. Now what is machine learning then? If we talk about machine learning, so machine learning is what? These are the algorithms that helps the machine through supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. It is the subset of AI and data science. So we use machine learning in that. Now, let's again go back to our artificial intelligence. Now, what is artificial intelligence? Now, what AI is, it has come to be associated only with some futuristic things like robots and machines dominated world. Now, in reality, AI is far from that. Now I'll simply put artificial intelligence aim at enabling machines to execute reasoning by replicating the human intelligence, right? So we have robots like human robots. We have the name of that robot is Sophia, right? So that can talk, right? So that robot we have. Now that is the thing. Now, since the main objective of artificial intelligence processes is to teach machines from experience, so we'll feed the right information, whatever information we have gathered, we'll feed that information. And self-correction is crucial. So AI experts does what? They rely on deep learning, natural language processing to help the machines to identify the patterns. Now, what is the scope of artificial intelligence? If we talk about the scope of artificial intelligence, your automation is easy, right? So your automation is easy with AI. AI allows you to automate repetitive, high volume tasks by setting up some reliable systems that run frequent you can say applications. Now, intelligent products will get, right? Now, AI can do what? It can turn conventional products into smart commodities. Now, AI applications, these are paired with some conversational platforms like bots and other smart machines. It can result in some improved technologies. Next we have is progressive learning. Now, what do we understand by progressive learning? AI algorithms can do what? They can train the machines to perform any desired functions. So the algorithms, they work as predictors and classifiers, right? So that is your progressive learning. It will learn from the data that you have fed it, and it will predict new things, right? So the best example, the first thing that we learn, and the best example if I give you, there is a data set with the name iris, right? Now if we talk about the iris data set, iris is what? Iris is a type of a flower, right? Now, how it is predicting what things are there. So if you will search in Kaggle as well, in Kaggle you can find out, or we have Google datasets as well. So you will find the iris dataset. Over there, what we have, I'm just creating a graph for you guys to understand. What we have three types of things, right? There are three types of flowers. Like in iris, what do we have? We have three types of iris flowers. Now they are based on the size of the leaf, right? The width, the length, right? So it is depended on that. And what happens, guys? There are three types of flowers. So every flower has there's some size, some width, and some length. So what happens? One group of those is here. Like these are some flowers. This is of the first category, right? Now there are again some flowers. These are of the second category. And here we have the third category, right? Now there are these three categories. What happens, guys? If I want to have a new flower, right? So this is a new flower that is there. Now I have to find out which category I have to put it in. Like, is it the first group, if it is the second group, or if it is the third group where I have to put it in. So what your algorithm will do, your algorithm will directly use their learning from all these sets, right? All these data sets that we have, it has learned from it, and it will just check the size, the width, and the length. And on the basis of it, what your algorithm will do, it will put it in any category where it falls. And if it does not falls in any category, it will place it somewhere near to the category which it is looking like, right? Now that is what That is your progressive learning. How it is learning progressively from the earlier data, and it is learning progressively also, and it is doing what? It is just predicting that where it falls, what thing can happen. Same with the business. It will be predicting, right? Okay. Now, after that, what we have, next thing we have is machine learning. Now, if we talk about machine learning, so it is a subset of artificial intelligence, right? That devices means by which system can automatically learn and improve from the experience. Now, this particular thing of AI, it aims at equipping machines with independent learning techniques so that they don't have to be programmed to do so, right? Now, machine learning does what? Machine learning involves your observing and studying the data or experiences to identify the patterns and then set up reasoning systems based on that finding, right? Now, if you can see over here, there are some words written like supervised, unsupervised reinforcement. Now, you guys must be wondering that what are these things? So, we have different types of machine learning, right? Now, if we talk about different types of machine learning, what do we have, guys? We have supervised, we have unsupervised, and we have reinforcement. So we call it supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning, right? Now, what we have, first thing, supervised machine learning. If we talk about supervised machine learning, so the thing that I told you guys, that you have some data, right? Like I gave you guys the example of iris dataset. So you have some data, and that data is used to understand the behavior, and it will formulate the forecast. Like the next another example that I will give you, that about your weather forecast, that it will learn from the weather from last 10 days, right? So the last 10 days, every hour, every minute, how was the weather, and according to it, it will predict that what will be the weather tomorrow, what it can be, it will predict you. So that is what supervised learning. It uses the historical data to understand the behavior, and it will do the future forecast. Now, in this type of learning, algorithms do what? They analyze the given training data set. So if you have a data, you have gathered some data and you are feeding that data to your machine learning algorithm, what will happen, guys? It will learn from it, and then it will be predicting, right? So that is your supervised. Now next we have is unsupervised machine learning. Now what is unsupervised machine learning? Now in this type of unsupervised machine learning, the machine learning algorithm does not use any classified or labeled parameters. It just focuses on discovering hidden structured from unlabeled data. It will help the systems to infer a function properly, right? So that is what? That is your unsupervised machine learning. Now, we have a reinforcement learning. Now, what happens in a reinforcement learning? In this type of learning, it never uses any answer key to guide the execution of any function. And the lack of training data, it will result in learning from the experience. So it is, you can say, trial and error, right? So it is not having any data, it is just predicting. So what I said, that tomorrow there will be rain, but it didn't. So it will do what? It will learn from this experience, that I predicted there will be rain, but there wasn't. So what is that? That is reinforcement learning. It is learning from its own mistakes, you can say, right? That is reinforcement. Now, one more thing that we have is semi-supervised. Semi-supervised machine learning. Now, it combines the elements of supervised and unsupervised. It isn't either of them, but it works by using both labeled and unlabeled data to improve learning accuracy. Now, semi-supervised learning can be a cost-effective solution. When your labeling of data turns out to be expensive, you can use semi-supervised learning, right? So that is the difference about your machine learning, artificial intelligence, and the data science. Now, some points, I'm just telling you some points for the differences. Like, first, we'll have some points of AI versus ML. That what is AI, what is ML? Now, AI does what? AI aims to make a smart computer system work just like humans to solve complex problems, right? Now, machine learning will allow the machines to learn from the data so they can provide accurate output. Right? Now, AI systems are concerned with maximizing the chances of success, and machine learning concerns with accuracy and the patterns, right? Now, AI does what? It enables a machine to emulate human behavior, and machine learning, it is what? It is the subset of AI. We discussed about that, right? Now, you guys tell me some applications of AI where we have used artificial intelligence. You guys use it every day. Your virtual assistants, like what we have? We have Siri, Google Assistant. So what are those? Your intelligent humanoid robots. What are those? Those are your AI based systems, right? Now, if I talk about machine learning, what are the applications and what are the things that are using machine learning? Everything, every company is using machine learning. Now, you guys must have seen and experienced the thing that what do we have? We have, we search for something, right? Like, let's say I'm searching for a laptop, right? Now, I have searched for it. What I'll get when I will be getting advertisements, like in Facebook or in YouTube, I get advertisements of laptops only, right? Now that is what? That is your ML, machine learning. So there your machine learning is used, right? Now, next thing that we have is data science and machine learning. What is the difference between ML and the data science? So if we talk about data science, so data science helps with creating the insights from the data, and it deals with real world complexities, right? Now, machine learning helps in accurately predicting or classifying the outputs for the new points, and it will be learning patterns from the historical data, right? Now, if you want to perform data science, horizontally scalable systems are preferred to handle the massive data. But for performing some things in machine learning, we prefer GPUs for some vector operations. So GPUs are preferred for that. Now the skill set. What skill set you need to get into data science or machine learning? Now, in machine learning, we'll talk about first. So, in machine learning, what do we have? First thing, programming language, Python or R, right? Now, next thing, strong mathematics. So, your knowledge in mathematics should be strong. Your SQL and the visualization of data, the data wrangling, these types of things you need. For data science, what we need? For data science, we need first thing, this domain expertise, right? Your SQL should be strong because you are working with the data. Your NoSQL, you should know about NoSQL as well, right? Now, how to do the reporting, how to do the visualization. Again, some things are same in data science and machine learning. So we need to have those as well. Like mathematics, the knowledge of mathematics will be great if you have in the data science, you have strong mathematics, it will be great for you, right? Now, if we talk about data science, so most of the input data is in human consumable form, right? So human consumable form it is, and human can learn and read that data. Now in ML the data is transformed, and it is transformed into what? It is transformed into the types of algorithms that are used. So if you are using any algorithm, like we have ANN, CNN, KNN, so these types of algorithm, every algorithm has different things, so we can use that as well. So the data will be transformed specifically for the type of algorithm. So every algorithm uses different type of data, so it will be changed in that. Now we have learned the difference between artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science. Right? Now, what do we have, guys? We have relationship. That what is the relationship between these three? Now, artificial intelligence and data science are very vast field of application systems and more that aiming at replicating the human intelligence through machines. Now, artificial intelligence represents an action, right? Action plan, feedback of perception. Now, data science uses different parts of this pattern. So now, what the pattern is, if we talk about the pattern, guys. So pattern is your perception, planning, action, and feedback of perception, right? So data science uses different parts of this pattern to solve some specific problems. Now, for instance, in the first step, perception, data scientists try to identify pattern with the help of the data. Similarly, in the next step, planning, there are two things: finding all possible solutions, finding the best solution out of all, right? So that is also a thing. Now we'll be moving on to the data analytics. What is data analytics? And if we read about data analytics, what is that? Now, if we discuss about data analytics and data analysis, it is a very broad term, and it has different types of data analysis. So any type of information can be subjected to data analytics techniques to get insights that can be used to improve things. Now, data analytics techniques can do what? Can reveal trends, and it can find out the metrics that we have that would be giving us more idea about the target, right? Now, let's take an example of manufacturing companies. So manufacturing companies often record the runtime, downtime, and work queue of various machines, and then they analyze the data to better plan the workloads. So the machines will operate closer to the peak capacity, right? Now, gaming companies, like we have different gaming companies, so they use the data analytics to set reward schedules for the players that keep the majority of players active in the game. Now, content companies use many of the same data analytics to keep you clicking, watching, or like reorganizing content to get another view or another click, right? Like YouTube asks us that you have to answer some questions. What are those? That is what? That is your data analytics. Now, data analytics is important because it is helping the businesses to optimize their performance. And after implementing the data analytics into your businesses and your business models, like your companies mainly, it can help reduce the cost by identifying more efficient ways of doing businesses, right? Now, the step that what steps are there for data analysis? So if we talk about the data analysis, so in the first step, we'll determine the data requirements or how the data is grouped, right? So first step is determining how the data is grouped. Data can be separated by age, income, or gender. So data values can be numerical or it can be divided in different categories. So that is the first step. Now, second step is collecting, right? Now, if we talk about collecting, so this can be done through a variety of sources such as computers, online sources, cameras, environmental sources, or through personal sources, right? So we are collecting the data. Now, once the data is collected, it must be organized so it can be analyzed. So what we are doing, we are organizing the data, right? Now, it may take place on a spreadsheet or other form of software that can take statistical data, right? Now, what happens in this, like we are organizing the data so that it can be analyzed. So for that we do the visualization part, how the data is visualized. Okay, now your question is determining is raw data. The data is raw. Determining means where the data is. We haven't collected it yet. We are just trying to find out the data, right? So that is your step of determining. That finding out the data requirements. What type of data we need? First thing is that. What type of data we need for our work? So we are determining that. Now after organizing, analysis part is not still here. The data is cleaned. So the cleaning part is there. The data is cleaned up before analysis. This means it is scrubbed and checked to ensure that there is no duplication or error on any missing values, like it's not incomplete. So this steps helps in correcting any errors because it go to a data analyst to be analyzed. And now after that, the data analyst will analyze the data, right? Okay. Now, next thing, types of data analytics. So if we talk about it, so what are the types of data analytics? So if we talk about the types, some types we have discussed and some more we have. So first we have descriptive. Now if we talk about descriptive analysis, it will describe that what has happened over a given period of time, right? Have the I have some YouTube channels, so I have the number of views gone up. Are the sales stronger than this one than the last one? Those types of things, right? Now, next we have diagnostic. Now, if we talk about diagnostic analytics, it will focus something on why something happened. Now, it will involve more diverse data inputs and a bit of hypothesizing. Did the weather affect the sales? Did the last marketing campaign affected the sales? These types of things, right? After it, what we have? We have predictive. So, predictive. What is likely going to happen in the near term? What happened to the sales last time we had a hot summer? How many weather models predict a hot summer this year? Right? It will be hotter than last year or it will be less hotter than last year. The sales will depend on that. These types of things, right? And we also discussed about the last one, that is your prescriptive, right? Now prescriptive analytics is what? It will suggest a course of action. Like if the likelihood of a hot summer is measured as an average of these five weather models, let's say we have five weather models, and it is above 58% that summers will be good, and so we'll do what? We should add an evening shift as well, right? So if we are working in a brewery, so you can add a evening shift as well, and you can increase the output because the summers will be hotter or summers will be less hotter. It depends on that. So that is your prescriptive analytics, that what you have to do from the prediction. Now, how will you use the prediction? Now, why is data analytics important? Why it is important for us or anyone? Now, data analytics is important because it is first thing that I told you guys, that it helps the businesses to optimize their performances, right? Now, we are implementing it into the business model, means companies can help and reduce the cost by identifying more efficient ways of doing the business, right? Company can use data analytics to make business decisions and help to analyze customer trends and satisfaction, which can lead to a new and better products and better services for the people, right? Now, who is using data analytics? As we discussed, everyone, like travel industry, hospital industry, businesses, different types of, every business is using. Industry can collect customer data, figure out where the problem is, if any lie, and how to fix them. Healthcare is another sector that is using high volumes of structured and unstructured data, and it is using the data analytics to make quick decisions. Like, what do we have? We are using this AI, machine learning, and data analytics to find out from the test, like if any patient, we have to find out if any patient has cancer or not. So what happens? what will happen? We'll feed the data first. We have the negative reports of cancer as well. We have positive reports of cancer as well, right? So we'll feed that data. If these are the symptoms, that then predict cancer is there, otherwise there is no cancer, right? Now, what happens in that? The cancer system will predict on the basis of earlier reports. It will read the new report, it will read the new symptoms of any person, it will match it with the earlier ones, and it will decide. So this whole thing, if we talk about this whole thing, a person will do it not that much quickly that your device is doing, right? So that is what, that is your data analytics, and how we are using it, who is using it, everyone is using, right? Now next thing, why data science is becoming so popular. So if you will guys will see the graph from 2011 till 2016, and asterisk is used over here, that means till this time also data science is increasing, and this is the job of the data scientist. It is also increasing. One of the I would say it is called one of the sexiest job of this decade, or this era, you can say one of the sexiest job. That is what, that is your data scientist. Now data science is increasing, the hype is there. Now there was a website, the like company review website, Glassdoor. Now data science was the highest paid field in 2016. So Glassdoor is, if you guys know about it, that's good. It is basically a platform where employees can rate their workplace and its management. So the 2016 report was actually based on the reviews of people in the data science field and their income growth. So the survey also took into account the possibilities for career growth of the people working in the field, right? So there are many things. Data science consists of number of skills which the aspirants must marvel at, like programming, statistics, coding. This makes their skill a very coveted one in fields of analytics, right? So that's why it is increasing day by day, right? Because everyone is going through the data science. Everyone wants to learn it, right? Like it looks very great. It looks very like attractive. The data science, and we are just playing with the data. We are finding out what will happen tomorrow and what will not. So that is why your data science is becoming so popular. But nowadays, data science is becoming popular, most popular. But the thing is, how will you get a job in that? What things you need for that? So, like we discussed, what is the need? What we have to learn for being into the field of data science, for being the data scientist, right? So these are the things, like your programming, your mathematics should be strong, SQL, Hadoop, these types of things you have to excel, and you will be getting your job, right? Now, next thing that we'll be discussing about, now applications of data science in businesses. Now, what are the applications of data science? How we can use data science in business? Now, if I write it, so gain customer insights. Now, gaining customer insights. Data about your customers can reveal details about their habits, their characteristics, preferences, their liking, not what they don't like, those types of things. Now, with so many potential sources of customer data, a foundational understanding of data science can help make sense of it. Now, for example, you may gather the data about your customer each time they visit your website, or any, you have restaurant, that as well. You have, let's say, e-commerce website. So they add an item in their cart, like we have Amazon. So whenever we add an item in the cart, complete a purchase, open an email, or whatever we do, like social media posts, after ensuring the data from each source is accurate, you need to do what? You need to combine it in a process that is called data wrangling, right? That you will wrangle the data, you will aggregate the data, you will find out about your customer. Now, this might involve matching a customer's email address to their credit card information, social media handles, and purchase identification. Now, what it is telling you, that what type of things you will show. Like, let's say you are into clothes, like you like to purchase more clothes. So, whenever you will open Amazon, it will give you the advertisements of clothes, right? Everywhere there will be advertisements. So that is what, that is, they have gained your insights, they have gained your preferences, and now they are showing you those advertisements. Now, next thing that we have is increased security. Now, how the security is increased? So we are using the data science to increase the security of your business. We are protecting the sensitive information. Now, if you want example for it, so bank will be the best example. Banks nowadays are using complex machine learning algorithms to detect frauds based on the deviations from a user's typical financial activities. Now, what happens? It also takes care of the behavior of the user. If the user is always entering the password quickly, like you have ATM, you went to the ATM, you have entered the password one time, and every day you know your password. You, every time you visit the ATM, you enter the password quickly first thing. But what will happen? Let's say someone stole your card, or your card is stolen. So if someone else will be using it and he don't knows the password or pin, he will be just making the guesses. And after making the guesses, what will happen? After 3 tries, your card will be blocked, because that is what it is trained to do for. That if the user enters password 3 times incorrect in a row, so that is what that will be blocking your ATM card, right? So these algorithms can catch fraud faster and with greater accuracy than humans, simply because of the sheer volume of data that is generated every day about you. Now, even if you don't work at a bank, algorithms, we can use algorithms to protect sensitive information. And how we protect that? Using encryption, right? Learning about data privacy. So data privacy, it will ensure that your company never misuses or shares the customer's sensitive information. Like Amazon has all the information about you. If you use Amazon, you have used your card, and they have your medical information, or they have your card details, they have your address as well, social security number, contact information, right? But we have learned about data privacy, so it is just doing what? It is not letting the organization to use it, right? And share it with anyone else, right? One more application, if I tell you, is inform internal finances. Now, your organization's financial team, accounts team, it can utilize the data science to create reports. It will generate the forecast. and it will analyze the financial trends. Now, data on the company's cash flow, assets, and debts are constantly gathered, which financial analyst can use to manually or using some algorithms, he can detect the trends in financial growth or decline. Now, if you are, let's say, a financial analyst who is tasked with forecasting revenue, you can use your predictive analysis to do so. So that we discussed. I will use my predictive algorithms and I will tell that in the next quarter, what will be the sales? How much sales, how much finances our company will gain? What will be the profit of our company? So that is your informing internal finance. Now, next is your streamline manufacturing. So another way you can use data science in your business is to identify the inefficiencies in your manufacturing. Like manufacturing machines gather data from production processes at high volumes. Now, in cases where the volume of data is collected too high for a human to manually analyze it, an algorithm can be written to clean the data, to interpret and sort the data quickly and accurately to gather the insights. Now, there is a tool with the name Golden Run, right? Now, this is a tool which was created by Odin Technologies. It is an automation company and they created this machine learning tool with the name Golden Run. It does what? It collects the manufacturing data, it identifies the type of highest efficiency, and it will provide the recommendations for replicating at high efficiency state, right? So that is about streamline manufacturing. Predict future market trends. Next thing we have is predict future market trends. Right? Now, collecting and analyzing the data on a larger scale, it can uh, enable you to identify emerging trends in your market, like tracking purchase data, celebrities, influencers, search engine queries. These things can reveal what products people are interested in. If there is a new product that is one of the celebrities wearing, so people will find that out that we need this product, so you can start manufacturing that product and your sales will be like high, right? Clothing is one of the best market for that, right? So you can find out and just take care of it. Now, next thing, the last one is aim of the data science. Now, after learning all of these things, I think you guys must be aware now what is the aim of the data science, what data science wants to do. Now, if we know nowadays what everyone says, data is the new oil, right? Data is the new oil because everything is done through the data. Now, the aim of the data science, as we discussed, that what happens in it, you have, let's say, a business, you want the growth of it, right? So you will use data science in that, yes or no? So the aim of data science is not to grow only the businesses, but to make the customers happy as well. Like if you are not liking any product, you can provide the feedback and then that product will be changed, right? Same like that, it will, if you have given a feedback that you didn't like the product. So what they will do, they will just, that data science algorithm will grab the negative feedbacks first, and it will do what, it will just directly find out that okay, this is the problem that our customers are telling, and now what we have to do, we have to just make things clear, right? So we will be changing our product, we will be making changes in our product, so our product will not have those problems again, right? So that is what, that is the aim of data science. Not only the growth of business, but making your customers satisfied as well in the terms of businesses, right? So everyone is using data science, right? So also aims to make things easier, like for in the healthcare industry mainly, right? What happens in healthcare industry, there are different things that will take time. There are different I would say different problems that your peoples face, right? Doctors also face, because they have a lot of reports they will read, what they have a lot of work, they have to go through the patients as well, and they have to go through the reports as well. So what they will do, there they can use it, there we can use the data science as well, right? So that is what, that is the aim of data science, right? Okay, now we have, like, in driving also, if you have heard about the Tesla cars are using AI to find out that how much distance we have to keep from the next car that is in front of us. Same like that, nowadays many cars are there that are using AI, right? So they are just grabbing the data from the GPS, and they are just telling the car to slow down, because distance between two cars should be more than, like, some meters, like 10 meters it should be minimum, right? So that is also a thing that will be helping the people out from the accidents, from everything, right? So these are some types of aims of data science, what data science is doing nowadays. Clear, everyone? Now guys, this was it. So thank you so much, and stay safe, stay healthy, guys. Thank you, take care, everyone.